Hi, I'm Natalie and welcome to Pink and Rouge. Today's video is based on this look right here, and it's quite a simple, girly, feminine daytime look. I would go for this on most days if I didn't have somewhere specific to go. So it's just something I find really simple and easy to do. I love the use of pink, so if you like your girly, feminine finishes, then please stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start with face. I've applied my moisturiser, the Pixie mist that I use, and I still need to prime. So I'm just going to put my little headband on. So I'm going to crack on with skin first. I'm going to be using my sample of the Illamasqua Matte Veil. I've used the Hydra Veil and I really like it. And I have been a little bit drier in my skin type generally, but I do really like a matte base. I just find it sticks to the skin really well. It gives your foundation so much grip. And sometimes using a more affordable foundation, they don't always necessarily stay in place exactly where they need to. So it's really nice to use something that is going to give it some serious grip. I'm going to do just a little bit of perfecting with my H&M concealer, my cover up concealer in the shade Almond Beige is this one. And for a H&M concealer, really impressed by it. It's been really good, like instantly. So I get quite red here, and you can see straight away, just gives you that coverage that you need. So now that my skin is a little bit more even, and this is just giving my eyes some base for when I start to apply all my eye makeup, I am going to use the new Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. This is in the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla, and this is too dark for me, but I'm wearing something that's high neck today, so it's not too bad. But I am going to have to wear this with some fake tan. But the consistency of it is amazing. This was $8.99 from milanimakeup.co.uk. And I've just got my Real Techniques sponge. And we are just going to pop some of that on. The coverage it gives instantly is amazing. Look at that. Yes. Well done, Milani. I'm actually just going to take my Makeup Geek angled stippling brush, and I'm just going to buff this in, and especially around my hairline where it's a little bit harder to buff it in with a sponge without just completely getting it all over your hair. I feel like the brush really just pushes it into the skin a little bit better. So this is the base down, and because I used the matte veil from Illamasqua as the primer, I really don't feel like I need to powder this down as such. It doesn't feel overly tacky. I would just kind of let it sink in, but if you are a combination skin, I would definitely just put a touch of the loose powder just over the centre of the face and make sure that it's really set into place for you. Okay, on to the eye makeup. I've zoomed in a little bit just so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to start with the Kiko Eye Base Primer. I have already used concealer and a touch of foundation as well, but there is no harm in over priming my eyelid. They do get quite oily and products do tend to slip and slide on me, so I'm just going to use this to lay down first. I'm going to use a matte base shade in my Sleek palette, in the Oh So Special palette, and it is this one here. Just a really light, basic, well, for me it's skin coloured, for a lot of people it won't be. On my H&M double-ended eye brush, which looks like this, it's got a kind of liner piece on one end and a fluffy flat eyeshadow brush on the other. I'm just going to take this one and use it with one of the shiny pinks in this palette and pop it onto the very centre of my lid. I really like this pink. It has a gold reflect in it and it's very, very pretty. Super pretty. If you wanted to, if you didn't want to use something that had shimmer in it, you can just use a really, really basic, either sort of a creamy gold colour as your base shadow colour, or just a flat pink with sort of a warm undertone would be better. But I love me a little bit of glitter. I am going to use my pointed crease brush by Makeup Geek and one of the matte brown shades here. I'm going to place this more matte brown shade on just the outer third of my lid. And I have a lot of lid space, so even throughout the day when I'm not going too dramatic, I would still take it up into my crease slightly because there's a lot of space there. So on my eye shape it looks relatively natural. If you've got quite hooded eyes, just keep the colour just to the outer third of the lid. And I'm just going to pop a touch underneath my lash line, but only sort of halfway to here on the underneath. I'm going to take a super fluffy blending brush, this one here. You want to make sure you go over the brown that you placed on top of the lid as well, a third of the way. And just make sure that it's blending with the other colour so that it looks pretty seamless. You can see the difference between the two eyes now as well. So this one's really soft, subtle, blended out really, really softly, whereas the colour has just been packed on here and left. So you can really see the difference. You would definitely wear this one more for night time and just blend out the edges. Whereas with this one, we've blended it into the pink, so we've blended all of that colour in, leaving it super soft for you. So onto the liner, I'm going to be using my Kiko Gel Eyeliner, a Makeup Geek bent eyeliner brush. So I'm only doing it 3/4 of the way along the lash line. So where your lashes start to go a little bit shorter, that's where I've stopped to bring it in so that it doesn't look overly dramatic, but you're still lining your lash line. And just with a really, well, for me this is quite a dainty wing. But just do however you feel comfortable. If you want to go quite dramatic with your wing, take it all the way out, give it some real 50s definition, or keep it really short so you can keep the liner just to the end of the lashes with no wing at all. If that's what suits you, go ahead and do that. And a little tip, if you ever ruin some of your eyeliner that you've done after you've already applied an eyeshadow, just use a little touch of that eyeshadow on a really small brush, something that's quite precise like this, and just take it on top of the eyeliner and push it into the edge of the eyeliner. It will soften all of those edges for you. So if you're not super neat with eyeliner, always use shadow over the top of it. Just give you that really soft, subtle effect, but it's definitely just going to take away all those mistakes you just made. So next we are going to do brows. I am going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Blonde. So I'm going to use this on a Zoeva brush. This one is the winged liner brush, but I use it for eyebrows. I don't have very much brow, so I do what I can. The next thing we are going to do is curl my eyelashes. I'm going to do this using a Laura Mercier eyelash curler, which looks like this. It's a really nifty little thing. So I'm going to place these on my lashes and just lift that up. Sorry if you've got a weird thing about eyeballs, but my eyeballs might look a little bit weird if you can see this. And give them a little wiggle on the end as well. So now that we've curled my lashes, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a first impression. So I also got the Milani Grandissimo Lashes Incredible Volume Mascara when I bought the foundation. It's got a super fat brush, really fat, and this normally puts me off. But because I bought it online, I couldn't really guarantee what the brush was going to look like. So it comes like this, Grandissimo Lashes. So you can see it has a massive brush, which I'm not used to at all. I quite like a medium-sized brush, but with decent bristles, that's quite separated, but does give lots of volume, so you get the definition and then not as much clumping. So I'm going to see how we get on with this one. My god, the brush is so big. A little tip, if it looks quite strange that I've got the mirror sort of underneath me, it's just so that I'm looking down when I apply my mascara, so that I don't get the mascara transfer all across the top of my brow bone. And because I wear glasses normally, I have contacts in today, but normally I have my glasses on, and then I will finish my mascara, put my glasses on, blink, and my lashes are so long and they've just swiped a black mark all the way down my glasses. So always leave it just for a moment or two to dry as well, especially if you suffer with that transfer problem. That might just help a little bit. It seems really simple, like just waiting a couple of seconds, but especially if you're rushing in the morning, you don't really think about it. But it does help. I'm quite impressed. Before I was cruelty free, all I've ever used is Lancome mascara. And I am super impressed with the finish on that. My eyelashes look great, it's giving them volume, but you can still see my lashes individually. It's not clumping too much. So hopefully you can see the lashes now that they're finished. I had to use a plain empty, plain Jane clean mascara spoolie just to do my bottom lashes with, just because the brush was so huge on the Grandissimo mascara. But it worked really well and I'm actually quite impressed. It has clumped a little bit on this side, but I'm wondering also if I didn't quite clamp my lashes in the eyelash curler in just the right place. This is the prettiest blusher and it picks up pigment so well. It's just the prettiest thing. So nice. Normally I would probably powder contour my face as well, ever so lightly. Because I'm pale, it's really unnatural when you can see it. But today I'm just going to use blush and highlight, because on a fair skin, the second you highlight an area, it will instantly make the place that's beneath it or lower down from it, anything that sculpts inwards slightly, it makes it look more contoured. So I'm going to do blush and highlight. And that's the blush. Really love that baked Milani blush. This one's in the shade Berry Amore. Beautiful. Okay, so next I'm going to take my Makeup Academy highlighter, Undress Your Skin highlight. They look like this. I have the pink one and I have this yellowy gold colour as well, but my pink one is somewhere else right now. Not entirely sure where that is. We're just going to do the tops of the cheekbones, ever so slightly across the temple, down the centre of the nose, across the top of the lip. So the last thing is lips, and I am going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Pillowtalk, which is my favourite one. Everyone uses Iconic Nude and my favourite is Pillowtalk, hands down. I'm just going to outline the very outer edge of my lip, and my lips do tend to curl over slightly, so I kind of draw just underneath them as well. Otherwise you can see half a lip almost underneath, so I always draw slightly underneath, like so. They're so creamy in their formula and they're like a crayon, but you can feel as soon as it goes on that it's gone on. It's definitely going to stay there. I would happily leave that like that. There's a lot of days where I will just go out just with the lip liner on. But I'm going to finish it off with a Makeup Store lipstick, and this is one of my all-time favourites. I wear it all the time. Oh, it's my ultimate nude. This is a matte finish as well. So this is the finished look. It's quite feminine, it's quite girly, lots of use of pink going on here, but I'm blonde, fair complexion with blue-green eyes, and pink just always tends to sit really well, so it's just my go-to day look that I don't really have to think about. I always use liner because I do wear glasses normally, so any eyeshadow without liner tends to get a little bit lost, so it's quite nice to always have some sort of definition. I hope you enjoyed it, potentially learnt something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.